So that totally happened, but that didn't happen. Now we have Clono, the replacement for Bruno. Still a boxer, still with a bone of swords. This time we went with the unshakable confidence to give him a better chance at horror challenges, getting an extra trick. And he gets these two: reflexive dodge. Whenever a defensive heroic feat is performed, X is added to the up or down bump applied to any non-face cards. Whoop-de-doo. Exceptional specimen. X is subtracted from the target level at the start of any physical test challenge. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's only one right now, but still kind of cool. Alrighty. And what did we get for our starting thing? Graceful evasion. Select a health loss card and roll 1 bone. Discard that health loss card if its value is less than or equal to X, where X is the number of cups rolled. Interesting. I would have never seen an ability like that it affects the results cards. Alright. So, onward we go with Clono. And the horrible mystical mansion is constantly changing shape, so we do not know what to expect entirely. An occult card game ritual. You've seen a spent you see a spent candle placed next to 7 chalk circles. You have the impression that somebody has been playing a game here. You notice the cards sitting in 3 of the circles. A sudden chill shoots down your spine as you recognize one of the cards. Death. Resist the horror. Something supernatural is going on here, and you can feel it in your bones. A ritual was in the process of being performed and was suddenly interrupted. You can sense the spirit energy swirling around this place. Horror check! Oh, Queen of Pentacles can't be beaten. King will grant me the win, and that's all I really need, and that's all I can really get. Your mind is strong. You shrug off the effects of the supernatural energy that has been drawn to this location via the ritual that the deck has begun to invoke. Nothing interesting happens. From that, anyway. Alongside death sit despair and darkness. The unseeing eye seems to preside over all 3. This is a very unusual deck. You can't place it exactly from memory. You think it might have originated in the Balkans, but you're not sure. You study the setup carefully and decide what to do. Balkans means nothing to me, so I don't know. I can decipher the game, or I can play the deck without the key. That sounds dangerous. I can also leave it alone. But deciphering the game seems pretty doable. I'm not very good at tricks, or at wands and pentacles, but my tricks and draw are high and my target's low. Let's give it a shot. Uh-oh. We done screwed up. Let's get out of here. The deck is obviously being used for a divination ritual of some sort, but that's all you can figure out. I've wasted my brain power. Let's get out of here. Appear chance 45. Release chance 4. That's okay. What do we got down here? A book on a stand. You notice a large tome set in an ornate reading pedestal. It's apparent that the book is bound in human skin. You've seen such things in the O.D.D special collections. You feel a presence nearby. Yes, you are being watched. But the strongest emanation is from the tome itself. You could swear that it is alive. Is it breathing? No, that must be your imagination. We can choose to read the tome, which we probably will. Your trainings included research in countless forbidden tomes. You can read a dozen dead or lost languages. Perhaps you can find some useful information here. Target's not too high, tricks are okay, draws are okay. Let's go. Okay, we failed that by 1. That's sad. Get that. Come on, something to put the page of wands on. Yeah. Darn. Failure. You begin to read. With each page you turn and grow more uneasy. Something feels wrong. Suddenly realize that there is an evil intelligence in the tome, and it has gotten into your mind. Its will is strong, and it snaps you like a twig, mocking your weakness and making you feel tiny and ashamed. You fall to the ground, sobbing. Losing 2 more sandy. Let's stop reading this book. Oh no, shoot. We've been trapped by the book. This is horrible. You must compose yourself from your sobbing fit in time. You must compose yourself from your sobbing fit in time to resist the will of the evil intelligence abiding in the tome. It wants to devour your mind, and it will feed off of your despair. You must brace yourself for its psychic assault. Time for a psychic duel. Luckily we get the King of Swords to give us quite a bit of points. No, King over the Queen would have been so good. Page still gets us the win. It's okay. You build a psychic citadel that even this horror cannot breach. The evil genius imprisoned in the tome is easily rebuffed, but still remains very potent. Get the hell out of here. You sense that all is not as it seems here. Leaving is probably a good choice. We're gonna leave that alone. Everything in that room is scary. Let's come back to it someday. The big game hunter ghost. We've seen him before. A ghost suddenly materializes in front of you. It's dressed as if it just stepped out of a safari on the Serengeti. It lowers its large caliber big game rifle at you and seems to be considering you slowly. Resist the horror. You don't know which is scarier, the ghost or the ethereal gun. Uh-oh. My draws are suck. My draws are suck. Your mind is weak. You cower before the ghost in shame. You feel like a rodent that he might shoot for fun. Nothing bad happens from it. The ghostly big game hunter squints at you like he's sizing you up for his trophy wall. There is a taint to him. You suspect he once brushed elbows with a witch doctor. You both stand here in a sort of ghostly standoff, waiting for the other to make the first move. Let's try to talk to him. You decide to enter a trance and use your skill as a medium to find out what this ghost wants. His taint is suspicious. Please. Darn, those are good draws, just nothing to go with it. You're unable to establish a link. The ghost seems impatient with you. Your head aches something awful. Keep talking. Eek. Great. Lovely. Keep talking. Wonderful. Alright. We finally succeed in our talking venture. Get a couple extra points. Sadness ensues as we could have... but oh well. And by I mean I could have put the 3 on the ace to get the 2 points and the king over the page to get extra points, because you get extra points for putting a face card and a face card of a higher value. Boom. You have no trouble establishing a link. He is quite eager to speak with you. I get the quest of finding the polar bear, taking the head of the polar bear, and coming back. And I get an expertise for correctly talking to him. Cheers, mate. I'm Colonel Van Pelton. You are my prey. Unless, of course, that you can prove yourself useful. It seems one of my trophies left its roost. I want you to track it down and return it to its rightful place. Come back here and let me know how you fared, or I will track you down. No, just kidding, laddie. I'll make it worth your while. You're not ready to talk to him at this time, for you have not found the polar bear that he is after. Still haven't found it. Sorry, just circled the room. Wanted to see if the polar bear was in that room. Well, I found a clue. This could be useful if we ever get to the end of the game. Some green blood. You find a torn fragment of strange yellow fabric covered in glowing green liquid. It almost looks like blood. The clues make the final challenge of the game 1 target level lower. There's a living gargoyle statue. Okay, your attention is drawn to the large stone statue of a truly horrific and bizarre-looking gargoyle. It sits on the pedestal with its arms wrapped around its legs. You feel a sudden shock shoot down your spine as you notice its eyeballs blink open. This stone statue is alive. You fight to control a growing tide of fear that is sweeping over you. Resist the horror. Oh man, I'm so close to resisting the horror. Dang, if I'd drawn that, I would have done it. Oh well. Your mind is weak. You wonder what fell sorcery could animate the statue. You start to shiver and shake as your courage and sanity slip away, but nothing bad happens. The gargoyle stretches itself out and unfurls its large wings. You notice its razor-sharp claws. Before you realize it, it moves to attack you. I can try to flee it, use sorcery, or I can beat it up. I'm going to beat up the gargoyle. I'm like the gargoyle. The gargoyle stretches itself out and unfurls its large wings. I already read that. It's most likely animated by sorcery, but it has a physical body. You decide to hit it with everything you got. X boxing for the win. For the boxing win. Can we get it? No, we can't. Ooh, you lost the battle. The sorcery animating this gargoyle is very powerful. You sense the hand of the Black Lodge in this. Ooh, an ill omen. We've suddenly gone down in our luckiness, which is super important, I feel. Maybe. I don't know. Since luck is such a big component to this game, I feel like that's important, but I don't know exactly what luck affects. Darn, I would have liked to use that king, but we still win the bite this time. You won the battle. The gargoyle falls to the floor and shatters into small pieces, giving nothing of interest. Boo. A bookshelf. You see rows and rows of books. Most of the material is quite pedestrian, and What would you expect to find in the library of a large estate like this? However, occasionally you come across an item that is more esoteric and you wonder what secrets and knowledge might be hidden here. You'll never know unless you look, of course. We're going to search the bookshelf. You decide to inspect the bookshelf more closely. You scan over the titles and occasionally pull out a volume to get a better look. Crap, our draw is lame. Our draw is so bad. We come up with nothing. And unless it's involved in a quest, we have no reason to go to it again. Alright, hallway with all these weird etchings marked in it. Stop! I see him. This is a weird board. Oh, a class 1 haunting. Suddenly you see the dim glow of a formless ghost just ahead of you. It seems to just hang in the air. It may be the most basic spectral of creatures, an unformed psychokinetic disturbance, but it's a spirit all the same. It would frighten any flesh and blood human. Which, I guess, we are. I need somewhere to drop these wands. Boom, King of Wands. Your mind is strong, you've seen things plenty worse. The haunting manifests itself as a dim ball of light. It has no sense of its previous life or existence. It wanders hopelessly lost. You should exercise caution. These haunts cannot be reasoned with, and they can be lethal if disturbed. I'm gonna have to bust up this ghost. You decide to use your psychic talents to dispel the ghost and send it back to the spirit world. It's most likely gonna resist. Ooh. Alright, I just need to... Darn, I wasn't able to. You engage in a psychic duel with the ghost. It overwhelms your psychic defenses and tries to get into your mind, but it cannot. So let's get back in its mind. We just need to drop some heavy things, and we don't get to drop nothing. We can defend a little bit with that. The way it works is the closer to the difference it is, the less bad things you're going to have to draw. So the less chance of you getting something bad, but if the more you win by, the more rewards you get to draw. So the more that you can possibly get from it. So it's always worth playing it out to the end, even if you've already won, just so that you can win by more. You engage in a psychic duel with the ghost. It turns its mindless anger and desperation against you, but you prevail. You feel that whatever it was before would thank you for the peace you gave it. You get an expertise and a sanity. Really good for a ghost. Go in here, use that for some coops. Coops. Nothing in here but a haunting. Well, let's check out this horrible etched hallway. But first, we're going to go check out this office room with a head on a stake. You think you see a disembodied head floating in the gloom. As you near its location, you realize that it is the head of a man mounted on a stake that protrudes from the floor. Dried blood stains the stake in what was once a pool on the floor. You are startled when the eyes of the head flutter open. This thing is animated by some curse or forbidden sorcery, and it almost seems to be smiling at you. You lock gazes with the head, and you feel chilled to the bone. You must fight to keep your sanity. That's not good. That's not good either. That's better. Well, now we're out of cards and we lose. Your mind is weak. Your head's gaze seek to peel away a little bit of insanity. Whatever. I feel like I read that wrong. Probably did. The head on the stake is obviously animated by some evil sorcery, most likely some necromantic artifice. Such a curse would require great power and forbidden knowledge. Its gaze is locked on you, and you sense an intelligence of some sort. Attack the head. Dispel the sorcery animating the head, engage in a psychic duel, or flee the head. Fleeing would be easy. But I think I want to bust up this head. It's just sitting there mounted on a stake. What's it gonna do? Bleed on you? Surely it can be physically destroyed. Knight over cups 8. King over 7 wands. Page over 7 swords. Strong wind. You kick and crush the disfigured head. All the time you could swear that you hear it pleading with you to stop. Maybe that was a mistake. But I got 2 expertise, 2 health, and a katana. That sounds great. These are all wonderful things. Expertise, health, katana. How's the katana work? It takes 2 of my sword slots. It gives me a swords bonus. requires a bone of swords, which I got, and I can use Kenjutsu. In any combat, I can roll 1 bone and bump the card value down on a random revealed non-face trick card -X, where X is the number of swords rolled. If X is greater than 3, then add a face-down trick card to field if space is available. That is great. And because it's an item and not an ability and not a gun, there's no sort of resource that I have to manage to go with it. And with that, we're going to save Clono. He became Samurai Clono. Ex-boxer, current samurai.